For those physically demanding jobs, you need footwear that you can count on and a name that you can trust. Hi, Teresa here from the Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store. Stop in during our Ultimate Fit event where you can find incredible deals to keep your feet comfortable and safe. Stop in now through March 17th for the Ultimate Fit experience and receive $10 off orthotics. Plus, don't miss the buy two, get one promotion for socks and accessories. Red Wing Shoes, the ultimate choice for those who work hard. Visit us today and experience the difference at 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo. Red Wing Shoes for ultimate durability.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus on this Tuesday, March 5th. It is just shy of 106, and we got snow. Yes, we finally have snow falling through the skies here in the FM Metro. And how much more snow are we going to get and what's fell so far? We'll be running that down during the show here momentarily. A lot of fun things on the program today.
It's like a snow globe out there, isn't it?
It's so pretty.
Bridgette's like, none here.
Yeah, where are you?
Guys?
Where is you, B?
Guys, I was in Bismarck, so I'm here in Bismarck. On my way here, I had to drive through snow.
Yeah, how was
I
that?
wasn't anticipating a lot of snow, and it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
You know, you gotta pay attention, take your cruise off, watch what you're doing, where you're driving. But I might add that I'm pretty sure nobody here was expecting snow. And then I started driving to Bismarck. And
Hold on. I think Justin warned you yesterday that on your way out
there. He mentioned it.
All right.
He said flurries, minor flurries. Minor flurries don't start like at Medina all the way to Jamestown.
I said
or all the way
flurries
to
and light
Bismarck.
snow showers. Although some of these are a bit more than light.
Yeah, this is heavy snow we've got going.
Yeah, we got
Fargo.
moderate to heavy snow in Fargo.
Yeah.
But
The good news is this will be done by 2 o'clock at the latest. It'll really start to taper off by 1:30, and then by 2 o'clock this should be out of here, off to the north. But we'll pick up about an inch of snow. We've picked up just under an inch already, and watch some of those roadways out there. If you have any road reports or any accidents to report, shoot us a call on a Red Wing Shoes hotline 701-293-9000 because you could tell from the studio, interstates, and some of the side roads already getting a little snow covered.
yes. Give
And
us
it
those
was-
snow reports.
It was this morning, and now as I just brought up the road report, it is pretty much snow covered all the way from Fargo to Bismarck at this point. So
Yeah.
just plan for that. The sun does want to come out here, even though it's only 15 degrees. So with any luck, that clears itself up by the time I have loaded up my extra ham and bacon and
Ooh.
headed for you guys.
Yeah, that sun will do a number on it, even when temperatures are below freezing, just because that sun gets so high up in the sky. Hey, Jacob, that thumbnail, is that our current thumbnail for today on YouTube? That is awesome. If you want to check out
He has made a work of art.
Spectacular piece of art, go check out the thumbnail for today's stream on YouTube. That's Weather and Ag in Focus. You saw that one, right?
Oh, it's
magnificent.
And he probably put it together in like 10 minutes, if that, and it looks like that'd take me all day.
Can we throw that on the stream somehow?
Yeah,
I hope so, because
that is great.
That's amazing.
Hey, again, like Dean was saying earlier, snowfall reports, road reports. You want to ask a question, have some fun with us, give us a call on the Red Wing Shoe line, 701-293-9000. We're going to bring John into the program. John, what's going on, man?
Well, first of all, hey, all you knuckleheads out there driving around.
Slow
There's a little
down.
knob on the left-hand side of your dash.
It's called the lights.
Yeah, it's called the lights. Could you please turn them on? It's helpful so I don't pull out in front of you with 40 tons of steel and you become the headless horseman.
Yeah.
You heard it first.
And a lot of people just have their lights on the auto, and sometimes they don't turn on in snow. You got to manually turn those on. Yep. I miss the good old days where you just pull the button.
Most of the new big rigs, when we turn our wipers on, it automatically turns the headlights on, but it doesn't turn the rest of my running lights on. So again, you won't see me until all of a sudden you go, oh, hey,
until
look,
you
it's
see
rock.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, Dean, what the hell is up with the chemtrails and Facebook this morning?
Yeah, isn't that a mere coincidence? On Spray Day Tuesday, Facebook goes down.
Facebook goes down, and it's
Spray Day Tuesday and Super Tuesday.
And Super Tuesday.
Double whammy.
Coincidence or not a coincidence?
Facebook place planted.
Facebook. It's Facebook jets.
I like that. Facebook face planted.
Yeah, Facebook chemtrails.
How are the roads out there, John? You're out and about.
Actually, I'm up north of the airport, and yeah, you just about can't see your hand in front of your face. I'd say visibility, well, I'd say it's probably eighth to a quarter up here. It's coming down pretty good.
Yeah, it'd look funny going up, wouldn't it?
They're not getting real slick yet, but they will be shortly after everybody packs it down a little bit.
Yeah, it's be careful out there. And again, we'll pick up about an inch out of this. Quick moving band, and this will be out of here by 2:00. So we don't have much longer.
I have like 7 or 8 inches. I'd like to sell some snowblowers.
See,
this year.
I'd like
bet
the
you
same
would.
exact thing. Hey, John, appreciate the phone call, man. Stay safe out there, and thanks for calling in. Gonna head on over to Brian. Brian, what's going on, man? You got some road reports?
Yeah. Hey, I just passed was a university and the Red River Bridge. There's a yellow Mustang sideways in the middle lane with a big truck that's smashed up in the front too. So it must have been a T-bone of some sort, and traffic is backing up really bad, and there's still people going full speed heading east towards Moorhead.
So you said that was university at the bridge?
It's it's right by University. Yep.
On 94. Okay.
Yep, 94. Yeah, middle 94. Lane. It's doesn't look the greatest.
All right. Well, appreciate that. That's 94. The bridge just past University.
That's notorious for wrecks when. Slow down.
Yeah, slow it down. This isn't something you can do 80 miles an hour on. It's called ice, people.
Yeah.
And actually, plan ahead for those road reports, because this morning I was able to drive 80 miles an hour until I got to Jamestown. But I looked at the road report and saw that there was some snow covering the roads. So kick off your cruise, take that down a notch. I think a lot of us went down to about 65, et cetera. Make sure your lights are on.
Turn the lights on, yeah. And again, this won't last for, like I said, this will be done by 2. So we got about another 45, 50 minutes of this. And then conditions will get much better as we head into the afternoon. And by tomorrow, this will be a memory. We'll be in the 40s. We'll melt off some of this after possibly another quick burst of snow tomorrow morning. And then that moves off into the Northern Valley. And then, 40s tomorrow. So we'll melt away a lot of this. And conditions will improve later this afternoon. After about 3:00, we'll start to see much, much better.
All right, Brian, appreciate the road report. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Anyone else got road reports you want to call in? 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing shoe line. Here we go. I remember that from yesterday.
Shoe line. And also, I would like to say thank you to the North Dakota Highway Patrol. When I may have said I was driving 80, actually my cruise was set at 75. That would be the speed limit. So I just want to make sure to correct that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing 75 on my way down, too.
Yeah, but for you, it was more like 7.5.
Yeah, you see, my car speedometer is actually 3 miles per hour faster than what I'm actually going. So even when I set it for 80, I'm still only doing
75 is kilometers per hour. Trust me, I've seen you drive.
Guy's only driven one time with me.
That's all it took.
That's all it took.
That's all it took.
You got there safe, though.
I did.
You didn't die.
Nope. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. Not in my car, at least. It'd be weird
Thanks
if you did.
for
I don't know how
verifying
you'd be
that.
here.
Right?
Right.
That's awfully
Goodness.
weird. How'd you do that?
I don't know.
You a witch?
Not that I.
Is that why you don't go outside when it rains? Starting to explain a lot. All right. Well, let's see. What do we got to talk about today during the show? We're going to be hitting on the wildfires down in Texas. Over 1 million acres have burned. 500 buildings destroyed. Cows and other animals burnt and hurt. Cropland is burnt. Although I don't really think they had a whole lot in the ground. You see, Bridgette, I'm not too sure exactly what is grown down there or what they have. Do they have any perennial or shrub-like crops down there where the crop is in for years at a time?
Well, if you think about what West Texas looks like today, it's dormant, much like we are. And a lot of their crop could be winter wheat that's been planted, but it was in dormancy. Also, they would plant corn like we would. There's very little for soybeans, but you might see some alfalfa as a hay ground. A lot of cattle area, right? So quite a bit of pasture. And there's a difference between what they have for a short prairie grass and a tall prairie grass. So shorter grasses, less fuel. But those longer, taller grasses, when they are dormant like this, they are indeed just fuel for the fire, literally and figuratively. So if we think about what our ground cover looks like today, we don't have a lot of snow, or at least we did not prior to today. And by all means, if folks have made mention of the fact that if they had lit a garbage pit or something on fire for a majority of this winter, we would have had grass fires. And there was another one just in Minnesota over in the Fergus Falls area here in the last couple of days as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the dead of winter, so to speak. It's still March, but we have to be cautious about potential fires in a lot of places. And you've seen the devastation that happened with the wildfire down in Texas. We should get into that here after we have our upcoming news break. But there's a lot of reasons for what's going on and what's been left behind as far as the devastation. And it could happen here, right? We have a long way to go until we have green grass and whatnot to prevent that from happening in our neighborhoods. And maybe you guys will tell me what's the day that it's going to turn green around here.
I'd say probably, what would you say, like April 20th?
I was going to say May 1.
Okay.
No, you didn't get that?
I did.
Wow.
Wow. Come on. I'm
That
setting you up.
That took a little
Holy
bit. I get
moly.
it now. All right.
That's pretty witty. Come
But
on, man. That was
not
fast.
bad. That was quick. That was.
But speaking of the 20th of March, Dean, isn't our weather special up and coming? So that would be a day that we would be talking about when the actual lawn will turn green,
Right.
not just Justin's version of grass. So
Right.
what are the details
Happy
on
holidays, folks.
that?
So yeah, March 20th is our spring and summer outlook. That'll be on the Jay Thomas Show from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Make sure you kind of mark that on your calendar. We'll be going over the LRC, what it looks like for the upcoming spring and summer. And our ag community will want to tune into this because we'll see what we have, what we're going to have unfold. There will be drought conditions in the area, but we'll kind of define on like what areas this is going to affect. Will it affect
That's wildly inappropriate.
the Red River Valley? Will it affect areas out into Minnesota, or will it affect areas out to our west? But pretty sure there's going to be some drought conditions around the area this summer.
So you're telling me we're going to be hearing this quite often?
Where's my rain, Dean?
Probably.
All right.
In fact, we will be. Have we released who we're working with yet this year, Bridgette?
We will be doing that probably right around the time that we have our LRC special. So we really want people to pay attention so we can talk about what we're going to be doing for our new Here We Grow project in 2024.
Yeah, we got another partnership that we just struck an agreement up with today or yesterday. A little too early to exactly say what that is, but be listening because it might be something you get your hands on.
Yeah, we'll be giving away some gift certificates coming up here. So that's something we just found out today. We'll be doing a little trivia, giving away gift certificates for all you gardeners. We'll leave it at that.
There's your hint.
There you go.
So be listening. We'll disclose that in the next coming days to week or so. Lots of fun things going on.
All right.
We're also still taking sponsorships for Bridgette's phone. Bridgette, we are working hard at that.
I appreciate it because right now I am just taking care of some of our YouTube comments, not on our channel, but I have some folks who've made comments on other topics for us to talk about today. So I got a bunch of stuff, and we will get to it all and continue discussion of the weather when we come back.
Mixed action in the livestock trade as we wrap up Tuesday's session. You're listening to the American Ag Network. of Jesse Allen with this market update. Well, thus far, it's been a mostly uneventful Tuesday throughout the livestock complex. Cattle contracts are trading a bit higher here, getting some late session interest from traders and moving back to the upside, but the hog market has been trading lower. Spread trade between front months and summer months in hogs has been evident once again here on the day Tuesday. No bids or asking prices have surfaced in the cash cattle market, and it's likely trade's going to be delayed until the later half of the week. Box beef prices mixed at midday. Choice down $1.14, $305.16, and select up 28 cents at $295.45 per hundredweight. Feeder cattle, it's been dual action moving. That's helped feeders trade higher as the live cattle contracts are seeing better support from traders, and the corn contracts are back to trading lower. So that's kind of the dual action there helping out feeders. On the hog side, pork cutout values down $1.24 at $91.58 at midday on Tuesday. We look at the lean hog index. That is up 15, 80.41. The feeder cattle index down 62, 246.38. You're listening to the American Ag Network.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Are you over the age of 60 and been diagnosed with lung cancer? If so, you and your family may qualify for a cash award. Our experienced attorneys are standing by to evaluate whether you have a lung cancer claim that qualifies you for a cash award. The consultation is absolutely free, and there is no risk and no money out of pocket. We only receive a fee when we secure you and your family a settlement. 250,000 people are diagnosed with lung cancer every year. You're not alone in this battle. We can help make sure that you and your family are financially safe and that medical expenses are covered. Again, if you've been diagnosed with lung cancer and are over age 60, call now. Don't delay. There are deadlines for filing claims. We're standing by 24/7. Call us at 1-844-903-1744. 1-844-903-1744. That's 1-844-903-1744. Attorney advertising. William Steppacker Jr. is the attorney responsible for this ad. Main office, Granton, Pennsylvania. May not be available in all states.
To take a look at some of the numbers here on the board ahead of the close in cattle and hogs. Trying to end the day with some decent strength here in cattle. April live cattle up 130, 187.97. June up 87, 183.45. March feeder cattle up 65, 252.20. April up 122, 256.97. April hogs down 110, 85.17. May hogs down 57, 91.40. June hogs down 45, 101.67. So again, kind of a mixed bag in the livestock trade. We'll see if we could pick up any more interest in cash cattle country as we go throughout the week. You're listening to the American Ag Network. That's checking the livestock trade. I'm Jesse Allen reporting.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
Yeah, there you go, Steve. Happy Tuesday afternoon. We got a goat there for you. Thanks for watching over there on the live stream. And for everyone else, welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Dean had to go run out and take a measurement of the snow to see how much has fallen here in South Fargo. We made a bet before this came in on how much snow was going to fall, so he's desperately hoping for less than 1.25 inches. So we'll find out when he comes back in just a moment. But in the meantime, we can touch on a few of our ag topics. We got a few of those, and well, we teased on the wildfires in Texas, but a couple other ones that we're going to try to get to throughout the course of this hour, because I'm sure, as you can probably have guessed by now, we don't have a guest for today, which is just fine. We got lots of catch up to do. One of them is colored nets as an insect deterrent. Now, that's going to be interesting because this is going to maybe apply to a lot of people over in Lakes Country. I know that my in-laws' cabin, they have an insect screen over their garage doors where we hang out during the summer, and it might be interesting to find out if the color of net will actually deter an insect, at least if I'm referring or inferring that correctly. Am I, Bridgette?
You are indeed. Do you want me to explain a little bit more?
Yeah, why don't we just dive right into that, and then I'll tease what our other 2 or 3 topics are for the afternoon.
So much to talk about today. And for those who want to join in, ask questions, or make comments, you can reach us on WDAY 970 AM. We have a phone line for you. It is the Red Wing Shoe line, 701-293-9000. Call us anytime right here. And when it comes to particularly thrips, okay, so thrips are a very small pest, and they often are a problem in things like you can get them in alfalfa, you can get them in sunflowers, where this work was done was actually in onions, because, well, there are commercial production onion fields, and the thrips hang out in those onions and cause damage, right? They burrow into the plant, they cause damage. There'll be lead to rot and other disease that can enter. And above all, as a country, we eat with our eyes. So if we don't see pretty food, we tend not to buy it. So if you have unattractive onions, you're not going to buy those. Well, in some experiments to how to deal with that, colored nets, because it's hard to make a netting that's small enough to keep thrips out because they are so small of a pest. Actually, what they did was change the color. And the red nets were found to keep thrips away better than if you used a black blue, or white netting. So does that apply to all insects? Potentially, but the work started with thrips, again, because they're so small and damaging to a vegetable crop like the onion. So it's work that will continue to be done to see what we can do. It would not be cost effective to do this over commercial fields, but maybe there's a different way we can apply the coloring to the field in some instance to try to deter pests from settling into them. You just never know what that might look like.
And what color did you say that was that worked?
Red. So you'll be buying red screens now, won't you?
Yeah, red screens. We got a road report here on the Red Wing Shoes shoe line, 701-293-9000. And Sherry, you got a road report or an accident report to give us?
Yes, there's an accident on I-94 headed east, and it's backed up to the West Acres exit.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That's really backed up quite a ways then.
Yeah.
All right.
It was bad. Everything.
Was that the accident? Was that the accident on the bridge right by University?
No, there's another one on the bridge, the roundabout in Moorhead.
Oh, my.
Yeah. I just passed both of them.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for calling, Sherry. Really appreciate that. All right, so we got...
Slow down.
Slow down. It's called ice.
Turn your lights on. Some of the roads are snow-packed, and I know we haven't had much of it. And again, this only lasted about an hour. It's already winding down. We picked up... I just went out and measured it.
How much snow did we get?
1.2. 1.2. There were some... Wow. Yeah. There were some areas with 1. There were some areas with a little over 1.3, and then the majority of the measurements were right at about just over that inch mark. So that's enough to make those roadways a little bit on the slippery side. So be careful. Be careful. But again, this is just about done. We've got maybe another half hour left of snow. All of it from here on out is going to be light as this continues to move north. So it was a quick-moving snow band, but enough to polish up those roadways, that's for sure.
So you're telling me about 1.25 inches fell?
Just under.
Oh, okay.
Just
under. Just under 1.25 inches, folks. All right.
And
cool.
See, Justin and I were going to have a bet, and we were going to set it at 1.25 inches. So there would have been a lot of arguing if Justin would have accepted that bet because we're darn close to it.
I told you 1.25 inches. But it's just under, so I lose.
It's just under.
Moving on, since we touched on the insect deterrence with the color of net, the other topics we're going to talk about today, again, the wildfires down in Texas, how they're affecting the cattle, all the land down there, but also one of them is going to be practical steps towards your carbon intensity score and a trait table updated for farmers, or a BT trait table. So it'll be a couple interesting topics that we're going to dive into, and I'm sure a couple of those are going to pique some interest for a few. Obviously, the wildfires, and then maybe that BT trait table update could be informative as well.
It will be. And actually, I got a message from a listener who asked if we know anything about a likely boycott of Kellogg's cereals. And it's probably not for the reason that you might think. The CEO of Kellogg's was quoted as saying, essentially, too bad if folks can't afford better groceries, just eat cereal for supper. That's all you need. And it was a little bit of a Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake type situation. And so there's a number of folks that are just in angst over it. I don't know if that's going to lead me to get rid of my Frosted Flakes, but there certainly is some concern.
But part of that was their new they already said that was part of their new marketing plan was, all right, eat it for dinner. If you're having trouble with groceries, that's part of their new marketing plan, trying to push cereal as a cheaper alternative for dinner. So,
and honestly, so after traveling, like when I got back from Houston on the weekend, I'm not kidding you. You spend so much time in traveling, eating different things, maybe not always great for you. There's something really comforting about a bowl of cereal and really good milk to kind of get you back on track.
Yeah, I haven't had cereal in a good hot minute. But I was always a sucker for the Berry Crunch. What was your go-to? What's your go-to cereal?
Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes, Dean.
Right now, it would be Kellogg's, the strawberries and whatever strawberries and flakes. Yeah, so
Strawberry flakes.
Like Special K?
Yeah, Special K. Yeah, Special K strawberries.
You health nut, dub some sugar on that and call it a win.
There's already enough sugar in
Call
there.
it a win.
Now, if I've really got a sweet tooth, or when Bentley comes up here, then it's usually Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's one of my wife's favorites.
Or Captain Crunch. Stuff.
Do they still do the cookies the cookies cereal? What was that?
Cookies and cream.
That was
it was
sugar.
the little coyote cookie crisp. That's what it was. That stuff was pretty good.
Here's the thing. All those cereals, they're great. And we are too. Stick with us. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. We'll be back with Weather and Ag in Focus.
Are you thinking spring? Then you need to be thinking Dave's West Fargo Tire and Service. Whether you are headed to the ballpark, hitting the links, or going on your next camping adventure, Dave's is your one-stop shop. From tires and tune-ups to maintenance and repair, our friendly and knowledgeable staff is here to help you with all of your vehicle needs to keep you on the road to your next destination. Give us a call at 277-8618 or stop by and see us at 1225 Main Avenue East in West Fargo. Your car will be glad you did.
Hey there, bling enthusiasts. Get ready to sparkle and save at Wimmer's Diamonds annual Ring and Band Spectacular, March 20th to the 23rd. We're slashing prices with 10, 20, even 30% off. Stack up the savings with our biggest selection ever, featuring hundreds of new ring styles to suit every taste and budget. I'm Aaron Wimmer, inviting you to join the fun at our once-a-year ring celebration. Find us at 4582 32nd Avenue South in Fargo. Don't miss out and come shine with us. Wimmer's Diamonds, where love shines brighter and savings sparkle bigger.
Good afternoon, I'm Tom Tucker, WDAY News First. Fargo City Commissioner John Strand voicing concerns about a proposal to remove public comments from commission meetings.
To eliminate them or to push them off into quarterly meetings is squelching the voice of the public. And why would we do that? Who wants to do that?
The conversation got heated between commissioners last night, eliciting a reaction from audience members.
Mr. Strand, you're encouraging this. You're encouraging this.
We're very selective. We're very selective in who we allow to clap and who we allow not to clap. We decide if it's so. These are discussions that you're going to find. I want us to go back to our group discussion with Dr. Schatz and work this through.
Commissioners decided to push a decision on removing public comments to a future meeting. North Dakota Republican Party Chairwoman Sandy Sanford says Monday's Republican presidential caucus was a success. More than 1,900 turned out for the caucus, with Donald Trump receiving 84% of the vote.
We know that North Dakota, they're strong Trump supporters. It exceeded my expectation for sure.
Today is Super Tuesday, and Minnesota is one of several states holding primary elections. Most voting locations will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tom Tucker, WDAY, and WDAYRadioNow.com.
Okay, so you've heard about the Sunday brunch at Barron's Eatery at Kingpin's every Sunday. Well, wait till you see how they're amping it up a bit for Easter. Sunday, March 31st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Join us at Barron's at Kingpin's for their Easter brunch. Smokehouse ham, build your own waffle bar, 2 chef's entree specials, baked Reggiano hash browns, biscuits and gravy, garlic mashed potatoes with gravy, their thick-cut hickory smoked bacon, sausage links. They're doing a chef's special egg bake along with the regular egg bake, fresh caramel rolls made to order, assorted fruit, assorted pastries and croissants, and of course the dessert bar. $25 for adults, kids eat for $15, 12 and under. You're going to need to call for a reservation, though. 701-532-BOWL. Push extension 2. 701-532-BOWL, extension 2. Or stop into Barron's host stand and make your reservation there. Barron's Eatery at Kingpin's for Easter brunch. We'll see you there.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back. Weather and Ag in Focus, and let the fun begin. It's a free-for-all, so it feels like that music and a goat screaming in the background is about right. Just seems like the right way to go. So many things going on. First of all, that scream of outrage was probably as folks started to watch the smokehouse fire in Texas in the Panhandle. This fire is still not completely contained. They are looking at an area at one point that it was the size of the state of Delaware. Not only is it the flames themselves, but as the fire was moving forward, driven by those spectacular winds last week, there was such a heat rush in front of it that cedar trees ahead of that, which are fairly native in that area, would literally just explode and send embers flying, and that would continue to intensify the flames. So wildly hot down there. We talked a little bit before about dry conditions, right? The dormant plant matter that's all ready to go. And they're probably a little bit of ways away from waiting for their winter wheat to break dormancy so they'd have some green. It's pretty ugly. I mean, questions that you guys might have before I start in on what's going on with the livestock sector there?
No, there's. I'm just taking a look at the latest long range, and there's just not a lot of rain for the Texas Panhandle. Unfortunately, it's looking really dry. Yeah.
So, cause of this fire has been pinpointed as a down power line, and I think sometimes we forget that those can in fact arc, and then when that arc has some dry matter around it, off and running, things go, right? And it can move so quickly. Last week, those winds were in the 40-45 mile an hour range. And so we know what a spread that can be when it comes to fanning the flames, literally. Now, the livestock, there's a lot of cattle out there, a lot of pasture right now that's winter grazing. So you may not have cattle necessarily grazing the dormant grass, but you're supplementing that with hay. So now your pasture's burned off. Prescribed burns can be good for pastures, except for the fact that you would not want to burn every pasture you own all at the same time. So there will be a problem finding pasture land that's not all growing back at the same time, right? Because you don't have enough room to put cattle on everything. It's going to take a little while. Also, the storage capacity was burned up. Corn, alfalfa, hay bales. I've seen several trucks organized out of the Dakotas already that are hauling hay south for those people. It's a great thing. The cattle that survive need to be fed. The downside is invasive weeds and things like fire ants move from other states and get brought in that were not necessarily in that neighborhood before.
How many cattle were lost? Do we know yet, Bridgette?
They don't have a count on it yet. Vet supplies are being sent to try to help those that are survivable. But unfortunately, there's a tremendous amount of herds that saw suffering really big losses, giant losses. And so they're going to have to, and they have had to put down a number of animals because the animals weren't going to survive, and it would have just been cruel to not do that for them. You have cows that have burned hooves, and think about that. An animal's hoof is a lot like your fingernails. And how much heat can that take? Not a lot. Singed hair, udders that are burned. So you have mama cows that have burned udders and now their calves can't drink, or the calves' noses were burned.
Now, will that heal?
Heat that
will their udders heal?
If they can get some treatment, if you also have to watch for the potential of infection setting in. And if you have mama cows that the skin is too tender for the calves to drink, now the cows can suffer from mastitis, which is an infection as well. It's like a milk fever. That heat that was rushing forward ahead of the fires, you have damage to their lungs. So if your animals survived, but the heat affected them, you could be facing pneumonia because of the scar tissue in their lungs down the road. So this isn't going to be better in a couple of weeks. These are long-term health effects on the livestock and wildlife as well. It's not just domestic cattle that will be affected. As far as infrastructure, fences are burned. If you had wood fence posts, they're gone. Windmills have been burned, so now you don't have a way to draw up water to fill the stock tanks. Stock tanks that were plastic are melted. Tires, oftentimes you'll take like an old tire, turn it inside out and use that for a stock tank. Those will melt in extreme heat. Pipes, all of that type of thing, that is all gone. Barns, homes, windbreaks, shelter belts. It's the scorched earth situation right now. And so several vets from the East Coast are organizing meds to send to those vets over there if their clinics were wiped out, or just the sheer volume of animals that need to be treated. It'll be a while until we have an actual number. And as consumers, how will this affect us? I think the thing to keep in mind is beef prices hadn't come down as of recently, and there is no doubt this is not going to wipe out half our U.S. herd or anything like that, but it'll be a significant amount of calves and cows that will be gone. And now it's going to take time to continue to try to breed and birth more animals and to bring us back up to those numbers. And we're currently at the lowest numbers of beef animals in the U.S. since 1951. And we are very, very efficient at producing an amount of beef per animal, but we still don't want to see such a loss. This is going to be tremendous. And we know that farmers care for their livestock very, very well. So this is heart-wrenching for those people. I would also worry about the human effects that this has on them who have to go out and euthanize their own animals.
Yeah, it's going to be something really hard to do. Is there any word from Governor Abbott down there?
They have declared states of emergency. There are a number of funds that are set up to try to help those farmers and ranchers that have lost their what essentially is their livelihood, whether it's with their animals, equipment. If that fire raced through your farmyard and took out your barn, you probably lost tractors, trucks, combines, a lot of things. And no doubt, farmers carry insurance to an extent, but if you lost everything in your small business operation, would you be insured enough to cover those losses? That's probably a question a lot of people are asking themselves right now. And as we mentioned earlier this week, they just came off a 3-year drought. 23 was probably a decent crop, and they finally had enough moisture to raise it. But the last 2 to 3 years before that, many of them hadn't had a good crop. So this is just one more, I don't want to say nail in the coffin, but it's certainly another hammer strike on that nail. That's not good.
And Bridgette, we got an email question. It says asking if it was a down power line that started the fire, why did they call it a smokehouse fire?
I think that's the area in which it was happening. That often we call creeks, ravines, valleys, et cetera, smokehouse. Mm-hmm. It's probably close to a community where it happened.
Gotcha.
Speaking of community, the city of, it's spelled Canada, but I think they say it different, or it's spelled Canada, Texas. They lost their FFA chapter president, lost his home, his family farm, and then the FFA chapter's farm also was lost in the fire. And so there'll be some rebuilding for those students too, because it's not just adults who had their businesses. We have students who indeed had animals as well.
And Texas kind of been taking it on the chin the last few years.
It's been a little rough, and
they've had 2 big ice storms in the last 3 years, and then they had the hurricane a couple years ago, and now this.
So this is one portion of Texas that you're right. This is brutal. Texas is a huge state, right? There's a lot of other things that go on. Mm-hmm. Now, to put things in a more positive spin, because I hate to leave us all just in a downside.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem. Having the opportunity to attend the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo on Saturday was wild. This is the Houston Texans Stadium. It's an NFL stadium turned into a rodeo arena. Like the whole football field is covered in dirt, or they take the field out and put dirt down, and that's the arena. Okay. Then they do something called the calf scramble. Now, if you are a student in 4-H or FFA and you are a sophomore, freshman, sophomore, or junior, that's it. Seniors can't do it. You have the opportunity, and this is a rodeo that goes on every day for 30 days. You have the opportunity to be selected to go to the calf scramble. There's a lot of details to this. There are 30 kids and 15 calves released into the arena. When I say 15 calves, I don't mean like brand newborns. I mean like 350-pound calves. No. The goal of the students is to catch their calf by any means, put a rope halter on it, which they will have. They have to carry their rope halter, and then drag the calf into the square by the judges. Doing so means that you have the opportunity to win prize money. And the day I was there, it was $1,750 towards the purchase of your own beef animal to start your ag project, your supervised ag experience project, if you're an FFA, or your 4-H project. I saw kids that play high school football that had to try to tackle a moving 350-pound calf and then get a halter on it. If you haven't watched this on YouTube or the Cowboy Channel, it is worth every minute that you watch. It is not a timed event. They go until all the calves are caught. It is wild, just wild to watch this.
I'm surprised PETA wasn't protesting outside.
They might have been, but nobody cared. So
that's why they're outside and not inside.
A friend of mine is an ag teacher in Texas, and one of her students was in the calf scramble on Saturday. So I had the opportunity to be in the calf scramble prep room, and this is a big deal. The Houston rodeo has been going on for about 90 years, and they've been doing the calf scramble for 82. There are Texan highway patrolmen that come in, and they give like the pump up speech to the kids, right? They give them a rah rah. They also get a police escort into the stadium for their event. They are told that they are competitors at the Houston Stock Show and Rodeo, which doesn't happen to a lot of people. It's a pretty elite event. Additionally, their speaker that day was a gal. She is actually, I'm going to look up her name right now. Let me find her. Her name is Nicole Mann. She is a NASA astronaut, an FA-18 Hornet pilot. She's the smallest Marine I have ever seen. But she also was recently the captain of the SpaceX Crew 5. She was the first female commander of a NASA commercial crew program launched. She flew 47 combat missions in Iraq and Afghanistan. She has a lot of credibility behind her. She was the motivational speaker for these 30 students to go catch their calf.
That's great.
Cool. That's super cool.
I was fascinated by this. I have been dying to tell you guys about this calf scramble. I mean, you saw kids getting drugged through the dirt. I asked the parents of the girl we were with, did you have to sign some waivers? He said, I signed less waivers to buy a house than I did to put my kid into this event. There have been some injuries because you have a 350-pound calf that doesn't want to go with you. So it's pretty intense. And man, just love being a part of it. It was great.
I want to see Dean. I want to see you do this.
Yeah.
Won't that be a sight?
Yeah, man, I'd pull something. I don't know what.
Well, Bessie's a little over 300 pounds, but maybe we can find someone who's got a 300-pound calf. And
yeah. We'll
see if you can flip that one over. Woo. I know how big of a struggle it's been trying to get her out of the basement.
Well, I know. Well,
I came over to two people didn't help. I can only imagine how much you struggled by yourself.
It wasn't easy. I'm just gonna have to make the downstairs. I'm just gonna have to make a pen out of the downstairs for.
You turn like a storm cellar outside where you build a separate entrance from your backyard, a little elevated ramp or something, so she can get out.
Could do that.
Well, if you ever decide that if you'd ever decide that you would like some help, I know some kids that chase calves around an entire NFL arena.
They can help
push.
Looks
like they could be useful too.
Hey, we'll have to get some numbers.
All right. Well, we got to catch up on a few things here when we come back. We got a couple more ag topics to get to. Another check on the forecast. And, of course, any questions or concerns you have, Road Warrior reports are always welcome on the Red Wing Shoes Shoe Line. 701-293-9000 emails, weather or ag at flagfamily.com, and comment boxes live there on Facebook and YouTube Live. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Kevin Wolf, president of Laney's. Do you need your sewer line unplugged? Or maybe you need your sewer line totally replaced? If so, you need to consider Laney's for all of your sewer needs. Our technicians are courteous, clean, and professional, and you can trust that they will get it done right the first time. So for peace of mind, call us today at 237-0543 or visit us on the web at laneysinc.com.
828 is just great.
Would you rather have a personal house cleaner or a personal chef?
That's an easy one. I love food. I would take the personal chef.
Would you rather stay inside during a snow day or be outside and make a snow angel?
Hands down, make a snow angel.
We grew up right here in North Dakota, lived our whole lives here, so we know how tough North Dakota winters can be.
And how windy and hot North Dakota summers can be. That's why we carry the toughest, energy-saving,
and the best-looking windows and doors you can dress your home in. I'm Jaden.
And I'm Andrew, manager of the Window and Door store here in Fargo. We don't pressure folks because we know it's a big decision.
We'll take the time to answer all your questions, show you different options, and if you'd like, we'll give you a no-obligation estimate.
On one window, 4 windows, or windows for your whole home.
Give us a jingle if you'd like us to stop at your home.
701-205-0110. Better windows, better doors.
the window and door store in Fargo.
Are you planning a big project or event? How thrilling! But let's be real. Do you really want to do all the work yourself? Enter Labor Masters Day Labor, because who needs personal accomplishments, right? Our skilled and reliable day laborers are here to tackle any job. Yes, even the ones you were pretending you could handle alone. Labor Masters has flexible scheduling and competitive pricing, making it easy and affordable. Don't let a lack of manpower hold you back. Call Labor Masters Day Labor today. Labor Masters Day Labor. Contact them today at labormasters.net.
Red Savoy Pizza wants to rid the world of skimpy wimpy pizza. This is one of the best pizzas I've ever tasted. They don't skimp on toppings, and the sauce is the perfect blend of tanginess and wow. Like one of my favorites, oh man, the house special, the meat raffle, the East Sider with sauerkraut, Angry Aloha, and more. Plus, you have great pasta, salads, and desserts. Red Savoy Pizza, 32nd Avenue South, next to the Double Down Bar Casino. Open for takeout and delivery every day, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pizza by the slice over to lunch hour. And they can cater your next party or work event. Red Savoy Pizza in Fargo. Visit savoypizza.com.
Attention experienced senior level techs with 5 years of experience. Northern Plains Equipment, a certified Case IH dealer in Minot, North Dakota, is looking for you. Join the team and perform quality maintenance and repairs on all types of agricultural equipment. Northern Plains Equipment is a value-led, 100% employee-owned company, offering competitive wages, benefits, and job training. If you're ready to work in a great environment with great people, apply at plainsag.com. Northern Plains Equipment, Inc., proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
Man, what in the world?
What do they call it?
That was definitely a zoo. We just got an email from one of our listeners saying that accident still backed up, 94 backed up from past University, almost to the tri-level stack here. So it's obvious. The roads are better now. They're just wet now. The snow has stopped falling. But, again, that accident's still causing some backups on 94. If you're heading into Moorhead, expect delays going eastbound on 94. Snow has ended. We picked up about just over an inch, 1.2 here at the studio. And that's it. Snow is done, and road conditions will improve by the end of the day. In fact, a lot of this snow will start melting a little bit by this afternoon, and more so tomorrow.
I was going to say, yeah, you look at I-29 just off to our left. I mean, when we started the show, it was snow-covered, and now it's just wet.
Yeah. And the sun trying to peek out, and, even a little bit of sun here will melt all this on the roadways, so that's good news there. And temperatures tomorrow are going to be in the 40s, but that won't be till later in the afternoon. We're expecting a similar setup tomorrow, pretty close to late morning to around lunchtime. We call it warm air advection snow, so you get a lot of lift up about 5,000 to 7,000 feet up, and that really helps generate that snow. And we could have a similar setup to that tomorrow, late morning towards lunchtime, where we pick up a quick inch, and then it warms back up into the 40s for tomorrow afternoon, while most of the snow shifts north into the northern valley, where they could pick up a few inches of snow, and slightly slipperier conditions off in the northern valley along and north of Highway 2 there, stretching into northwest Minnesota towards...
Oh, my God! Okay, it's happening.
Again.
Stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait.
The procedure is slow down and turn your lights on.
Turn your lights on, absolutely.
That's right. Everybody be safe out there.
Yeah, so a little slippery for another hour or so, and then could see another round tomorrow late morning towards lunchtime, and then we'll melt that off tomorrow afternoon. It's a good thing, as we said, about March snows. They don't last long. They usually melt off pretty quickly, and we've got more of that. And by this weekend, we'll be in the 40s to near 50. Just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful looking weekend.
Yeah, I was mentioning this to Dean earlier that March snow hits differently than November snow, just knowing at the latest it's only going to stick around for a couple weeks.
Absolutely. Things are going to move pretty fast. So, hey, before I forget, you guys, I want to give a shout out to the one and only Corn Palace in Mitchell, South Dakota. They were kind enough to send us a follow-up from our visit with them. The softball-sized popcorn balls. Wow, they were awesome.
They were.
Thanks to South Dakota for sharing. We appreciate that.
Those are good. One's gone, and I'm sure the rest will be gone by the end of the week.
Likely so.
All right.
They're giant. And also, when I was at Commodity Classic last week and in the New Holland booth, they had a Lego model of their new CR11 combine. And I said, these are really cool. Are you selling them? No, what New Holland is doing is they would like you to go find their website and vote for their combine to become a Lego kit that could be on the shelves in time for Christmas 2024. So especially if you're a New Holland customer and you just want to be maybe a toy collector as well, you can go ahead and go vote for this New Holland combine. So Lego will produce that as a kit. They already do some John Deere ones. It'd be awesome if they would do it for New Holland too.
Yeah, right on. Well, why don't we snap back here to one of the ag topics that I teased at the top of the hour, and this is the BT trait table update for farmers.
Sure. So BT, Bacterius thuringiensis. You don't say that very quickly.
Wow.
Okay, so BT traits are below ground bacterial thuringiensis, and BTs have been used in corn hybrids for a long time. Those BT traits are sometimes a little bit confusing. What's below ground, above ground, what hybrids have what do the commercial names mean? And also, what's the difference between some of the herbicide tolerant traits? So there is now a chart that's done by Michigan State University. I can provide the link to those who want to see it. And it shows many of the major seed guides from the major companies and also smaller regional providers. So it's a little bit easier for you to determine what traits might be in the particular bag of seed you have bought or are interested in. So this is something that would be valuable to many folks across the U.S. Again, this is a BT trait table. It's done by the Michigan State University, and I'd be happy to share that link with those who are curious about it, see if we can't get that in the hands of those who want that resource to be used more often. Happy to do it.
Cool. Appreciate that. And then our last one that we need to get to, are we actually going to get through all of our topics in a day?
We might actually get there, and this is to do with the growers. A grower's carbon intensity score, because we know that carbon is a bigger and bigger conversation. Last week, that was one of the hot topics at Commodity Classic. What programs, which one should I be in, and how should I do it? There is something called the GREET model, G-R-E-E-T. This is done by the Department of Energy, and it is the Greenhouse Gases, Regulated Emissions, Energy Use, Transportation Model. You, as a farmer, can go to the GREET model. You're going to input your typical fertilizer, typical yield, what you do for tillage, use of cover traps, fuel, etc., and you're able to surmise what your carbon intensity score might be. This can be valuable depending on who is buying your corn crop, and it could help you maybe pay a little bit more, get paid a little bit more when you sell your corn, particularly for ethanol. So bear that in mind. This may be something that you want to go play around with. If you want to change your CI score, your carbon intensity, you can be using cover crops, swapping out some of your fertilizer for manure, reducing tillage, reducing the amount of diesel fuel you might use, etc. A number of ways to do it. And when people ask, what's carbon all about and how can I change it? Well, here's one way to go look at it. Check out that GREET, G-R-E-E-T model, so that you can find out what's going to work best on your farm.
I appreciate it,
We
Bridgette.
did it. All the topics.
We definitely did, and that band of snow continues to push northeasterly ward from Lake Park all the way up towards Devil's Lake and Jamestown, somewhere between there near Cooperstown. So keep an eye on that if you're traveling north. But that'll do it for us today on Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for tuning in. Number one in the afternoon, the Jay Thomas Show is coming up next.